The skies of Aralun shimmered in hues of gold and pearl as dawn approached, light cascading across the floating spires that towered above the world's endless sea of clouds. From the highest platform of the capital city, a young Aralun woman stood at the precipice of the sunrise, her wings pulled close to her back. Saren Valari, once a flight captain of the Aralun Sky Guard, now stood on the edge not in triumph, but in pain. Her wings, delicate, feathered, and luminous, were no longer what they once had been. Once, they had carried her across continents, through lightning storms, above mountain ranges. Once, she had flown higher and faster than any of her unit, but now, they trembled at the slightest gust. One wing sagged lower than the other, its inner bones permanently damaged. No healer could repair it. They had tried for months after the crash, pulling bone into alignment, weaving regeneration strands, whispering old sky chants. Nothing worked. Saren Valari could not fly. Her prestige, her purpose, her identity shattered. She stared out at the horizon where hunters of her squad once soared, now only distant specks against the brightening sky. Her chest tightened. She was grounded forever. Captain Valari, a soft voice said behind her. Saren turned slowly. It was Elora, her former second-in-command, wings broad and gleaming pale blue. Elora's gaze flickered across Saren's injured feathers, and pity softened her features. Saren hated that look. "What is it?" Saren asked. Elora stepped closer. "They're coming. The High Council wants you present." "Again?" Saren sighed. "What now?" "They're meeting with the off-world delegation. The human envoy has arrived." Saren froze. Humans? She had heard rumors of their resilience, their strange machines, their tendency to survive catastrophes that would break most species. She had never met one herself. And she didn't care to now. "I'm retired," Saren said sharply. "Grounded. The council can handle political pleasantries without me." Elora hesitated. "Saren, they asked for your presence, specifically." Saren blinked. "What? Why?" "I don't know, but the human leading the envoy insisted." The wind shifted. Saren's heart thumped. Why would a human ask for her? She sighed deeply, folding her ruined wing tighter. "Fine," she muttered. "Tell them I'm coming." As Elora left, Saren turned back toward the sunrise. A world made for flight stretched endlessly before her. A world she no longer belonged to. She closed her eyes. "I can't fly anymore," she whispered to no one. And the wind, kind as always, carried her words away. Emily, the human envoy. The council hall of Aralun was a shimmering marvel of translucent stone and hovering platforms. Saren stood awkwardly at the back, while the chamber filled with murmurs. Her damaged wing drew stares. A grounded Aralun was a rare tragedy. Then, the main doors opened. The human delegation walked in. They were shorter than Aralun's, stockier, with no wings and no natural armor. They wore exosuits that hummed faintly with power. But the one leading them, he wasn't like the rest. His exosuit was dented and scarred. His hair was dark, short, a little messy. He had a hard, steady look in his eyes that spoke of too many battles survived. His posture was relaxed. His awareness was razor-sharp. And the moment his gaze swept the room, it locked onto Saren instantly. He walked up to her before even greeting the council. "Your flight captain Saren Valari," he said, his voice deep and controlled. Saren stiffened. "I was." He studied her wings with a kindness she didn't expect. Not pity, recognition. "You saved a diplomatic envoy 3 cycles ago during the border tempest," he said. "Dragged their damaged glider out of a lightning funnel." Saren frowned. "Yes. But how do you?" He extended a hand. "Commander Jack Rourke." Terran Expeditionary Corps. I was leading that envoy. Saren inhaled sharply. You are human? She whispered. I never saw your face. You didn't need to, he said with a faint smile. You were too busy keeping everyone alive. Silence stretched between them, warm but strange. Then Jack's expression turned serious again. I asked for you today because Erlen is in danger. The council stirred. Saren frowned. From what? Jack projected a hologram from his suit. A massive creature, like a colossal serpent made of metallic tendrils, swam through the clouds in the projection. Its eyes glowed with cold intelligence. A murmur of shock swept through the chamber. The void worm, said Elder Aranth. Myths say it sleeps beyond the storm belts. It's awake, Jack cut in, and moving toward Erlen. The hologram zoomed out, revealing the beast's eyes. Larger than cities. Larger than anything with a mind should be. Saren felt her stomach twist. Why now?
We don't know, Jack said.
But it will reach your territory in 5 days. Panic rippled through the council. Saren spoke before she thought. We need the Sky Guard. Evacuate lower platforms. Move civilians to high orbit. The elder shook his head. The Sky Guard cannot defeat a beast of that size. Jack nodded.
Correct.
But my team can help you stop it. Saren eyed him.
How?
We have a weapon that can disable its neurospine long enough to divert it away. But we need a pilot to attach the detonation charge. A flyer, Saren whispered. Not just a flyer, Jack said quietly. Someone who can navigate the tempest belts, move fast between lightning funnels, and land on a creature that big without getting ripped apart. His eyes met hers. You. Saren inhaled sharply. I can't fly anymore. Jack looked at her wings, one whole and radiant, one bent and scarred. I know, he said gently, which is why I'm here. He tapped his exosuit. This suit can help you fly. Saren stared. Humans couldn't fly, but their machines could do incredible things. Jack stepped closer, lowering his voice. We built a flight harness designed for species without wings. With Neuralink assistance, anyone can fly it, even someone with a damaged wing. You want me to put on a human exosuit? She said stiffly. I want you to save your world, he said simply. Her pulse hammered. Ellera approached, alarmed. Saren, you can't. You've never worn a human suit. What if it crushes your wings? What if? Jack's voice was calm. My team will modify the harness to fit her physiology. She'll still use her remaining wing for balance. The suit will provide the lift. Saren looked down at her trembling wing. 5 days until her world was destroyed, and she was being asked to fly again. Her voice shook. Why me? Humans have pilots. Better ones. Jack gave her a look that silenced the entire chamber. Because I've seen you fly, he said. And you are better than any pilot I've ever met. Her breath caught. No one flies through storms like you do. And I won't ask anyone else to risk what only you can survive. She stared at him. At his conviction. His calm. His belief in a stranger whose wings didn't even work anymore. Saren whispered, I don't know if I can do this. Jack's reply was soft. That's okay, because I do. Training begins. The next morning, the human team set up a training platform in the lower skydocks. Jack stood waiting with a modified exosuit, sleek, silver, and fitted with thrusters shaped like mechanical wings. Saren stepped toward it, her heartbeat wild. This will hurt, she warned. Jack nodded. It will feel strange, but it won't hurt you. She swallowed and stepped into the harness. It wrapped her torso gently, connecting around her shoulders and wings. The injured wing twitched in pain, but sensors adjusted immediately, cradling it. Jack's hands lingered near the harness controls. You ready? I don't know. That's ready enough. He activated the suit. A hum vibrated through her spine. Then, the ground dropped away. Saren yelped as she hovered a meter off the platform. Jack chuckled softly.
Easy.
Slow breaths. Saren flapped her good wing instinctively, and the suit mimicked the motion with metallic precision. She rose higher. Her breath trembled. I'm flying. Jack stood below, watching her with quiet pride. Yeah, he said. You are. Tears stung her eyes. For the first time since the crash, since her life shattered, she was airborne. Not the same, but enough. She flew for hours until her muscles burned. Jack stayed with her the whole time, calling out adjustments, catching her when she lost balance, never once letting her fall. By the end of the day, she could maneuver. By the second, she could race through training rings. By the third, she could dive and roll. On the fourth day, Jack took her to the storm belts.
Real winds.
Real lightning. Real danger. She hesitated at the edge. Jack touched her shoulder. I won't let anything happen to you. You can't promise that. He smiled faintly. I can promise I'll try. She took a deep breath and dove. Lightning split inches from her face. Winds whipped her into a spiral. But she did not fall. The suit roared with power. Her good wing cut the wind like a blade. And Saren Valari flew through the storm, laughing for the first time in months. Jack's voice echoed through the calm. That's my girl. She flushed, grateful the wind hid her smile. The void worm arrives. On the fifth day, the void worm breached the cloud horizon, its metallic scales reflecting stormlight, its roar shaking the sky itself. Cities trembled. Platforms shuddered. Civilians fled to the upper orbit shelters. Saren stood on the launch deck with Jack beside her. He secured the detonation charge to her harness. Once you attach it to the neurospine, you have 20 seconds to escape. Saren nodded, heart pounding. I can make it. Jack leaned closer, lowering his voice. Don't be a hero, Saren. Be alive. She swallowed hard. I'll try. Jack hesitated, then gently lifted her chin. You're not alone up there. I'll be guiding you the whole time. Her voice softened. Why are you doing all this for me? Jack's expression shifted, open, vulnerable. Because you saved me once. And because I think you deserve to fly again. Her breath hitched. Then the alarms blared. The void worm lunged into full view, a monstrous shadow blotting out the sun. Jack stepped back. You fly. Saren spread her wings, one feathered, one steel, and leapt. Wind caught her instantly. She burst upward, soaring toward the towering beast. Jack's voice crackled through the calm. I'm with you. Go. I need the final flight. The void worm turned its colossal head as she approached, sensing movement. Its maw opened, revealing spinning rings of plasma. Saren, dive. Jack shouted. She folded her wing and dropped as a column of energy screamed past where she'd been seconds earlier. The heat singed her feathers. She steadied herself, breath sharp, heart wild. Jack, I'm going for the back ridge.
Copy.
Watch the tail. The void worm's tail whipped through the clouds like a monstrous lightning bolt. Saren banked hard, suit straining, barely dodging its sweep. She darted closer, weaving through tendrils of metal and thunder. Then she saw it, a glowing ridge along the creature's spine. The neurospine, she gasped. Target confirmed, Jack said. You're clear. Go. Saren accelerated, suit thrusters roaring. She landed hard on the beast's back, metal groaning beneath her. It thrashed, trying to shake her off. Hold on, Jack shouted. No kidding. Saren yelled back, gripping a ridge as her wing screamed in pain. She crawled forward, wind tearing at her hair, claws of lightning all around. Then, she reached the node. She slammed the device into its socket. The void worm shrieked with enough force to crack the sky. "Charge set," she screamed. "Jack, I need a way out. You've got 20 seconds. Jump off the side, now." Saren sucked in a breath. "Here goes." She pushed off. Free fall. Clouds rushed past in a blur. Her damaged wing flared in agony. "Jack," she cried. "Suit malfunction. I'm spinning." His voice snapped through the comms. "Saren, listen to me. Flap your good wing, short bursts. Let the suit catch the rhythm." She tried. The spin slowed, then steadied. "Good," Jack said, voice urgent. "Pull up, now." She yanked upward. Just as the device detonated, a shockwave burst through the clouds. Wind slammed into her. She screamed, and then arms caught her. Jack, in his own flight suit, pulled her into a tight hold. "I've got you," he panted. "I told you. I wouldn't let you fall." Saren clung to him, chest heaving. Below them, the void worm collapsed into the clouds, stunned, drifting away from Erlen. The world was safe, and she was alive. Jack held her close as they hovered in the open sky. "You did it," he whispered. "We did it," she corrected. He smiled, relief soft in his eyes. "You flew, Saren. Not the suit. You." She swallowed hard. "I couldn't fly anymore." "You still can," he murmured. "Just not alone." Her breath trembled. Jack's arms were warm around her. The world stretched endlessly beneath them. Gold clouds, glowing sun, the horizon wide and free. Slowly, Saren unfolded her good wing, letting it catch the wind. Jack felt her shift. "Ready to head home?" he asked gently. She shook her head. "Not yet," she whispered. She looked into his eyes. "For the first time in months, I want to stay in the sky a little longer." Jack's smile softened, full of something warm and unspoken. "Then we stay," he said. Together, they drifted through the sunrise, the human guiding her movements, the Erlen rediscovering the freedom she thought lost forever. For the first time since her crash, Saren Valari felt whole again. And beside her, the human who had believed in her when she didn't believe in herself, flew with her into the emerging dawn.